Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to yet again another fantastic indie creator interview. It's your Cape Code, and we're keeping it geekly with our new guest, Judah Radd. We're here to break down Charon 13, The Price of Eternity, issue 1, excuse me, and Trouble Studios and everything in between. Judah, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on, Cody. Hello, Keeping It Geeklers. What's the name that you have for your audience?
Geeks and Nerds. Geeks and Nerds.
Geeks and Nerds. Okay.
I couldn't think of anything really like catchy. I used to do Geeks and Geekettes, but I wanted to make something that was a little bit more open to everybody. So I thought Geeks and Nerds was a little bit more appropriate. I couldn't think of anything better off of keeping it geekly. You know.
Hey, it works. It works.
Poindexters, maybe.
What's up, Poindexters? Yeah, that flows.
But what about you? You are the CEO of Trouble Studios. What do you call your audience?
Troublemakers. I actually ran
that's good.
I ran a
that's
poll.
Good.
So I was torn between Team Trouble and Troublemakers, and I actually like Team Trouble, but nobody else did. Everyone else wanted to be a troublemaker. So
Troublemaker it does roll off the tongue a little bit smoother. I'm kind of jealous because that is really good. So, Judah, I got to ask, give us the basics of who you are and how you got into creating comics.
Okay, I will. My name is Judah Radd. That's not my real name. I'll dox myself. My real name is Aaron Weiner, but Judah Radd just seems a little bit more like me when it comes to making comics. I'm in the Air Force.
You seem pretty rad. I was gonna say.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm like a tremendous. Anyone who knows me knows I'm like a little bit ridiculous when it comes to my love of the Silver Surfer. So I just kind of like needed that to be rep persona. So yeah, Radd, and then Judah, just because I don't know, for the fellow Jews in the audience, you'll know the story of Hanukkah. Judah Maccabee was the world's first superhero in the Jewish tradition. So I just decided to hang on to that. Getting into comics. So I'm active duty Air Force. I've been in the military for about 12 years. Before that, I was a failed writer and a failed film student, and also a failed poli-sci. I tried a lot of stuff, and so I just decided to enlist. And I didn't stop writing, and I didn't stop reading comics. And then, just the pandemic started, and I had a lot of time on my hands, and I had this story that had just been kind of like eating me alive. So I started writing it, and then it just kind of took on a life of its own. And I scripted 15 issues of like this epic. And
so I wasn't wrong when I said Charon, The Price of Eternity, issue 13. There is an issue 13 there.
Yeah, there will be an issue 13. I have to come up with a special variant for that, like a homage or something for that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. But
no, that's awesome. So where Trouble Studios come into the picture? Was that with the creation of Charon?
Yeah, it was with the creation of Charon. So first initially, before I ran a Kickstarter, I actually tried to pitch this. So I had Alessandra Imperio, my artist. She's based in Italy. Me and her kind of worked together along with Jeremiah Lambert, the letterer designer, and we just kind of completed 6 pages to submit to like Image and Vault, Aftershock, Dark Horse. Like literally I went down the list and submitted to everyone and nobody took it. So, which not a huge surprise considering I've never actually done a comic book before. But yeah, my attempt at instant someone else does all the legwork for me was unsuccessful.
And then you're like, crap, I got to do it myself now. Like,
yeah. It was kind of like almost a depressing moment, but then my wife kind of like talked some sense into me. She was like, "What did you expect? Like, you think you're just gonna like do this for the first time and get published? Like, no, you gotta hustle." So yeah, I started
right there. That's so awesome. Though, not trying to interrupt, but like having someone in your corner like that who's not afraid to cut it raw and not sugarcoat it to help pick you back up. That's phenomenal, dude.
She's my hero. I would never be doing this if it wasn't for her. Like, she incredibly supportive, and like I just don't think I could have had the initiative if I didn't have her in my corner. So it's pretty good.
That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. So let's talk a little bit more about the creation of Charon. You got shot down by these publishers. You decided to go the route of crowdfunding then?
Yep. And the first and foremost, I just wanted to make the comic. So I set like kind of a distant date for the crowdfunding, just for the campaign to start, because I just kind of wanted it to be like a quick turnaround where campaign ends and I'm shipping comics and I can start making issue number 2. So kind of had like there's been a lot of time in between, and working with my team to make the story and make the pages as beautiful as possible. And then, we hit launch on March 3rd, the anniversary of my bar mitzvah, which is just a coincidence. But launched on March 3rd, and it's funded, so I'm happy. It means I get to make issue number 2. So
yeah, I was about to tell you, congratulations, like killing it right now. That has to be such a phenomenal feeling. But the interiors are just gorgeous. I had the chance to look at them. I stole a couple from Kickstarter to put on a image slideshow next to us for the live stream. I mean, the Galactic Mining Federation, that Nebula Gala, or maybe I'm mispronouncing that. That was just so visually striking. I was like in awe looking at all those colors. Like, holy crap!
I love that moment.
Yeah,
the whole idea of that is like everything's dark. You see like our protagonist like operating in the shadows, covertly breaching this space station, dispatching guards, and then when he takes off his suit, he's wearing like a cocktail outfit, and then next page, splash, like he's no longer fighting his way in. Now he's undercover. You know what I mean?
I was gonna ask next if that was like purposeful, because the palettes were a lot darker leading up to that, and it just was like, it just hit you like out of nowhere. It was gorgeous. Like, what was some of your inspiration for that?
Goldfinger, if you believe it. So like the Goldfinger like opens up with like Bond kind of sneak. He's like, it's so stupid because it's the 60s, but he's got like a fake duck on his head, like, because you see like a duck in the water, and then it rises up and it's like Bond in his like covert black suit or whatever, and then he undresses and he's wearing his like classic Sean Connery white dinner jacket, and now he's at like some wild party with like a band and stuff. And I just really like that, like that whole vibe of like he's a spy, but now he's got to like play cards, or now he's got to like sip on a cocktail. That whole like kind of conflicting contrast or juxtaposition between like violence and covert operation and society, like infiltrating in sort of a more like hiding in plain sight kind of way.
So we have Lost Doctor 312 over on YouTube stopping in and say, can't wait for the book. The art is fantastic. Absolutely agree. Let's talk a little bit about these characters. So, who is our main character? I'm picking up heavy James Bond vibes. I really love the design, and it almost looked like there was a necklace that had like some light illuminating it from it at one point. I might be mistaken on that.
So that was the sort of illumination. So this was Alessandra's idea. I can't take credit for it. But she sort of presented the idea of everyone's accoutrement in this world, in this future, 500 years in the future, all of humankind lives in space. Their sort of like way of decorating, their accessorizing is all holographic. So
ooh, I love it.
It's just kind of a cool idea. But yeah,
take
like
me
you
there
look
now.
at the Galactic, everyone's got holographic accoutrement on their uniforms and on their clothes.
I just opened up a pack of the new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet cards with the kids, and we opened up a lot of packs that had 3 holographics, and I've never seen that ever before in my entire life, dude. Like, is that new? Did they just start doing that?
I don't know. I haven't touched a Pokemon card in like 15 years, but that's still a big score.
Yeah,
it's pretty dope.
I felt like I was like, dude, the police is gonna come get us. Like, so we got a protagonist. Are we looking at any sort of antagonist with this story?
Oh yeah, big time. For sure. Evil antagonist.
Ooh.
Fascist antagonist. So Charon 13, I'm not going to tell you his real name because you're not going to find that out until issue 3, actually issue 4. So basically all you need to know about him now is the galaxy resembles Berlin in the 80s. Like, it's like a Cold War, nobody trusts anyone, like split down the middle kind of like tinderbox waiting to be ignited. And right in the middle of it, just like in East-West Berlin in the Cold War, is a secret war in the shadows being fought between spies and covert operatives. And Charon 13, he works for the Galactic, he works for the United Systems Coalition, and he's basically like their top dude. He's so nobody even knows he exists. He's completely like their like secret weapon inside their secret weapon inside their secret weapon, and he does all the dirty work. So that's pretty much all you have to know about him right out the gate, and you sort of get that because I don't really like I enjoy Batman Begins, but I don't really like a piece of media where 3/4 of it is origin story. So you're going to learn where he came from over the course of this series, but I'm kind of just dropping you right into the action. And as far as like the antagonists go, you know, half the galaxy is controlled by the Galactic Mining Federation, and they're incredibly fascist and dangerous. You're going to get to know Carl Vargas, the head of Mining Federation Security, and I made sure to make him really unlikable. So I think people are really going to enjoy that. Is this a swearing podcast, by the way?
You can swear if you want.
Okay. I don't swear a whole lot, but I just almost did a few times. So
you want me to say the first cuss word?
Can you?
Shit.
Okay.
He's like, oh, okay. He's like, I was gonna go way higher than that, but we'll turn it down a couple notches. So, tell us a little bit about some of these storytelling philosophies you got going on with this. It looks like there's a lot of espionage, a lot of war going on, a lot of killing too. But what are some of these philosophies we can expect to read?
A lot of it, it's uncomfortable to answer because a lot of it is stuff I sort of want people to like deduce on their own. So I'm not going to spoon feed it to anybody, but there's a lot of themes related to the role of hegemonies in not global, but in a galactic ecosystem. So we have like these kind of tendencies to believe that like this is a good hegemony, this is a bad hegemony, this is a good superpower that we should root for, this is a bad superpower. And I sort of wanted to like zero in on some of the ambiguity and some of the ways that we can sort of lie to ourselves when it comes to like what the right and wrong side is of like a large scale conflict. And I'd be lying if I said some of that wasn't just informed by some experiences I had over the last 12 years in the military, deploying to Afghanistan and stuff. But I think, I try not to make those kinds of subtexts super on the nose. I think it's something that someone might observe, but I also think that I think people are just going to kind of enjoy the story. There's relatable, consistent themes that everybody loves: heroism, romance, danger, the character is going to sort of have little pieces of him chipped away over the series. Like he's going to start off very sure of himself and very confident and very adept. And then you're going to, as his worldview gets flipped upside down and he starts to question himself and lose his confidence, you'll see him kind of go through some struggles. And then hopefully, I don't know. I can't tell you the answer. I don't know. But hopefully he sort of comes back anew with a new outlook and a new sense of identity. So
okay, all right, let's go. For everyone watching, we're going to be diving into the Kickstarter. Right here is a link to check it out and dive in it with us. You can back it and make it happen today. We're already 4 times over goal. Congratulations on that. But hey, guys, thanks. you can help kill it even more. We have 50 hours left to go, and I mean, if you can't back it, simply putting this on Facebook and Twitter, word of mouth is 100% free. And so we are looking at Charon 13, The Price of Eternity, Issue 1, a sci-fi spy epic. Espionage, romance, and cosmic annihilation converge in the sci-fi space opera. Charon 13 is the top agent, but will he be enough? Currently at $5,511 of a $1,500 goal, with 136 backers and 50 hours left to go. I mean, for your first Kickstarter, like, holy crap, how does it feel?
It feels great. I'm so happy. I could not be more happy. At this point, like, I just want people to read it. I'm just excited for people to read it. I think the thing I'm most looking forward to is people telling me what they think after they've gotten the book. But yeah, I'm very, very happy. Issue number 2 is guaranteed. That's definitely happening. So
let's go. Let's go. So right here we have the standard cover. So who are we seeing on this cover?
Nico Quimi, based in Argentina, and he does awesome work. I found him on a Facebook group called I Create Comic Books, and I love that cover.
I think I'm in that group. Is that how we found each other, or did we find each other on Twitter?
Twitter.
Okay,
yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I found my whole creative team in that group, so
that's so cool.
It's good, yeah.
So
and what you're looking.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say what you're looking at. You're looking at Sugar Pill. That's the name of that character on the right in the yellow. I think people are really gonna like her. She's I can't tell you anything about her without spoiling this.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. And then on the left, that's our guy, Charon 13.
So what is this weapon that she's holding? This looks really unique. I know it's, we're in the space age and everything, but like what type of influences did you draw from when having this, concept, designed?
Well, what you're looking at is a Savalis V9 assault carbine. It was designed by Alessandra. A lot of the visual, she's a spectacular collaborator, and a lot of the personality of this, I came up with a story, I came up with some characters. A lot of the personality you see is just straight from her, those designs. But yeah, I didn't want anything to look conventional, like we're not, it's not like Blade Runner where you see a lot of familiar things scattered in the future. It's gonna, I wanted everything to be kind of like, centuries have passed, so things are gonna look different.
Oh, this is gorgeous. I love this. And then we have the variant cover right here as well.
Erwin Arosa. And I know that probably is a lot of the people that have been on this program have probably worked with him before. He does a lot of covers in the independent Kickstarter comic book community. But that's his work right there. And I also found him in the I Create Comic Books group. That's
so gorgeous. And then we have the interiors, and I mean, notice how like dark it is, very dark palettes being used. And then right here too, so that part around the neck that I was talking about, how it like was emanating a little bit of color. I just thought this was such a gorgeous like sequence where he goes from the suit and then it like dissolves into his casual wear.
Those are nanites.
Or nanites, yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love how everything has a definitive answer to it too. It's not like left up to like question. Like the gun, you had down to the details of what it was. Like that's awesome. I love that. Like, how long did it take you to craft like all of this, like all this world building?
It's hard to tell because it's so fun. It's so fun to do that kind of stuff that I kind of lose track of time. But there's a Charon 13 Bible that only me and my collaborators can see. But everything you're looking at, like everything has a name. I solved interstellar travel, which I should probably get like some kind of Nobel Prize for that. I came up with a way for interstellar travel to happen. I'm not going to sit there in the comic book and like explain it. Like I'm not going to I'm not going to Jonathan Hickman it and have like a whole page of text explaining it. But if it ever comes up, there is an answer. You know what I mean?
And if we see two dudes in black suits pull up, we also know why. So we need to conduct this as fast as humanly possible while time is still on our side. So right here is just what I was talking about. Like everything was a little bit darker, a little bit more gloomier palette-wise, with a little splash of brighter colors. But then we just like unfold into this scene, and it's just like next level. Like this is so good. What is this center? Like it looks like a little like chorus, like musical play going on.
So I have to again give credit to Alessandra there. That is the Disco Dome. It is a soundproofed force field for the dance floor, so that all the guests can converse and eat outside of the dance floor, but everyone on the dance floor can just pump it. You know what I mean?
I love it, and that would make sense to have something like that in like futuristic settings. Like that's genius. So holy crap! Like working with your artist, what does that look like? I mean, how did this look like when you first scripted it to like how it came out on the paper?
It was a one panel splash. Like I wanted it to be a big kind of jarring party thing. And like, I think, there's a lot of detail there that I love, but I think my favorite is still just our guy right there, like invisible, but in plain sight. You know what I mean? Like you see him right there on the balcony looking down. And if you had just seen this panel, you wouldn't even notice he was there. But because we've been reading along, like we know he's there, and I just really dig that. It's so fun working with the team because a lot of the stuff, there's some things where I look at it, I get the lines, and I'm like, holy shit, this is ripped from my imagination. But then there are other times where I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, how did I not think of that? That's brilliant. Wow, and I'm just kind of blown away by their Alessandra's contribution or Jeremiah's contribution, whatever they kind of put in. So I think I'm super lucky that what I have with my creative team is feels like a very warm high communication collaboration. I don't feel like I'm just paying someone to draw my script. It feels like we're all kind of having fun with this and enjoying it. It's really rewarding.
So that symbol on his neck, you mentioned it earlier what it was, but I see it appearing now along the windows too. Like can you tell us what the importance of this is, or is that yet to be determined?
Well, he's in disguise, right?
Oh,
so he would be wearing. He's deep in enemy territory, and he's doing his best to blend in and look like he belongs there. So that symbol is actually it's a mining federation symbol insignia, and if you kind of look closely at it, it sort of abstractly resembles maybe. Not to be too on the nose, but maybe another fascist symbol that we may have seen before,
I got you.
Yeah. But so he's obviously that's not something personal to him. It's more he's just trying to get in without raising any eyebrows.
No, I love just how deep the espionage goes. We have Polly, and forgive me if I mispronounce this, Trey Ori. Saying, well, hey, stopping in. Sorry for the mispronunciation if there was any, but appreciate you stopping in, Polly. Anyone that is watching right now, if you guys have any questions at all for Judah, feel free to ask away, and I'll make sure that gets asked right away. So look at these interiors. These are just absolutely gorgeous here. It's completely lit up, and then we have our introduction of the two protagonists meeting each other.
Sugar Pill and Charon 13.
And I love the names too. So where'd you get the names from? Where'd you derive those from?
This is going to be kind of an underwhelming answer, but I just thought they sounded cool.
They do.
I know Charon is a mythical Greek character that ferries people across the river Styx. Doesn't really have much to do with the character. I just think it sounds cool. And then Sugar Pill, I just wanted a cool code name, and it just came to me. And then you can see kind of here, their first interaction is very encoded in the dialogue. They're sort of feeling each other out because she's a defector, and he's there to extract her. She possesses some incredibly important information.
So data. The markings, is that tattoos? Is that markings of her tribe or her clan?
Yes, it's deeply tied to her culture and where she's from in the galaxy. And rest assured, you'll learn about it. You will all learn about it eventually.
I thought you was about to tell me it was from Braveheart. I was like, let's go, dude.
Yeah.
We have oh, go ahead.
I was just joking. I was saying maybe I'll do a crossover with
that'd be a cool cover.
Robert the Bruce.
We have Polly saying Sugar Pill also sounds very James Bondish. Yeah, there was a lot of James Bond influences in this as well. So Polly, you're kind of right on the nose with that.
Not shy about it either. I'm not ripping off Bond, but Bond is a big influence, and more than just the character of Bond, the feel of Bond. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of these reward tiers, guys. I'm going to be dropping this link in the chat. Once again, check this out with us. If you're able to back, we would love to see it. You have 50 hours left to go. If not, simply putting this on Twitter and Facebook is 100% free. Word of mouth costs you nothing, and sharing it with your family and friends. You're probably going to have someone who's going to love this, so help them find an awesome book today. We are looking at the standard digital reward for $5. How many pages is this going to be? 22, fully colored and illustrated?
2 pages of that story. There's actually some extra stuff that'll also be in there to round it out to a full 28-page comic book. Not counting the covers.
And then we talked a little bit about the artist. Can we get the colors and the letterer as well?
So Alessandro does both
wow
lines, inks, and colors, and then Jeremiah Lambert does the lettering as well as the design. He came up with the Charon 13 logo, and he did the SFX and the letters.
Judah's like, I'm holding on to this team for dear life.
Oh yeah.
So
Big
we
time.
have $7, the Galactic digital package. So this digital edition is going to include both covers and a gorgeous digital pinup as well from Dakota Alexander. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit larger of a screen.
Ooh. Yeah, so this is Dakota Alexander, and by the way,
that feels
unrelated
very Cowboy Bebop right there.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
I love it.
So unrelated to this project, I just have to point you in the right direction. This guy does a lot of pinup. He's got an Etsy where he does like awesome Marvel pinups, DC pinups, and he's just a brilliant artist. He's also a really good friend. But yeah, he did this pinup, and then right behind me, I'm gonna just grab it real quick. There we go. So yeah, this is the cinematic variant of that pinup.
Oh, that's so cool.
Don't you love that?
Yes, I love the title creeping up the side of it. The price of eternity is high. That's like perfect.
Yeah, I love it. So I had to kind of my personals.
That almost needs to be a shirt, I feel.
Well, that it might be.
He's like, wait, there's more. So we have a standard physical comic book at $10. So you get the physical copy of this. A fantastic price on that, $10. Always love to see that. You said that's going to be 28 pages, or will this be the 22?
So the Price of Eternity #1 is a 22-page story, and I don't want to give this away because it's kind of a secret that it's a surprise that you're gonna get when you get the comic. But there's another thing in there.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No worries. So we have at 15 our first variant coming into play. So that's that one gorgeous color. Who's the artist of this variant?
Erwin Rosa. He's done. I don't know if anybody read Discordia, but he did a cover for that. I've seen. He's ubiquitous. I've seen him do covers for like so many Kickstarters. He's just a really fast, hardworking guy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, really nice colors popping out of that one.
And we have, once again, forgive me for the pronunciation, Elian Lilar. Sorry if I butchered that. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you stopping in. So we have at 20 or more the Galactic Bundle. Give us a little bit about what's going to be in this.
The Galactic Bundle. So you're getting both. You're getting both variants. You're also getting a poster, and you're getting all the digital stuff. But you're also getting. Oh wait, sorry, I'm messed up here. Yeah, so you're getting both comics. You're also getting your name in the thank you section.
Mm-hmm.
If you see there's an MP3 there, I know that might be kind of weird to see, but you're actually getting a digital MP3 of the original Charon theme song.
That's
composed
so cool.
Composed by Matthew Chalele. And
that's so cool,
yeah.
dude.
I really, if you can't tell, I really wanted this to feel like a movie. I know it's a comic book, and that's all. That's cool. But
is that that filmmaking experience in you coming out to play a little?
Maybe. I'm a huge movie buff, but not like good movies, like like more like trash. Like I like trash, like action movies from the '80s and B movies, grindhouse type movies, shoot 'em ups. And I like good movies too, but like that, like stylistically, that kind of stuff just really gets me excited. So I just wanted this to feel like a cinematic experience.
We also, so we have the Eternity Bundle at $30 or more. We have the Trouble Bundle coming in at $45. This looks like another heavy hitter. Give us a little bit about this one.
So you get this sticker, which I think is pretty dope. It's my Trouble Studios sticker. Put it on your car, or you can put it on your Hydro Flask. And then also, this is something. So I haven't seen this in a Kickstarter before. I'm sure someone's done it. Like I'm not like a genius or anything, but I think it's rare. I got a poker chip. So this is the Charon 13 poker chip.
I don't think I've seen a poker chip. I think that is pretty unique. I've done quite a few of interviews, and I don't think I've seen a poker chip reward yet.
Feels good. Feels good in your hand. It's like, I would want this. I really dig that.
So I tried to make a one time. It was because I do a lot of Twitch streaming and stuff. A JFAC coin. So I tried to take my emote and 3D print like my logo. It didn't come out too good, but I tried to 3D print my logo on it where it was like a little coin. I'd like to do that again. I got to get a better nozzle. I do a lot of 3D printing on the side, and it's so much fun. Little creations you can make, like your own little merch and stuff.
I'm so jealous of 3D printer people. I think I might have to bite the bullet and get one. Because
I don't create this stuff. I find the files that I can download for free, and then I just print. So it's just simply levering, which in itself can be very complicated. Like you have to just go around and it's very patient and time consuming to do it. But figuring out why a print goes wrong 3 hours into it can be devastating.
I bet. I don't want to derail too much, but have you made action figures?
So I printed this little cat. Right there. And I did like so I printed Cloud, his little 3D poly sprite or whatever you want to call it from Final Fantasy 7. I printed him. I printed like this little keyboard stand I got, like from a keyboard to stand up. Oh, there goes Batman, but this little stand right here. I was doing a big thing was succulent plants. So I would do Pokemon like Bulbasaur and Oddish, where you could put little succulent plants in them. Those were so killer. But yeah, let's get back to your campaign. Enough about me. Let's get back to you. So we have just a heavy hitter right here, the Trouble Pack at 60. Let's finish it strong. So what is the Trouble Producer Package?
So this is literally everything that gets associated with the campaign. You get both of these prints. Both the kind of the virgin print and then the what I like to call the cinematic one. You get the poker chip, you get the sticker, you get both variants, and then you get your name not in the back of the book, but on the front page in the credits. You're listed as a producer. So that's why it's called the producer package. Going with the I guess blockbuster theme. You will be listed in the front of the book on the credits page as a producer of Charon 13, the price.
That's so cool. And we have add-ons as well, so you can get those prints added on and that poker chip as well. Have some stretch goals right here. All of them have been hit, right? I think you're up to 5,500.
Yep, we've hit all of them.
Yeah, dude, let's go. You just hit it. So all of these awesome stretch goals right there.
So I don't have all the stuff made yet, but I'm really happy with this trading card. And each campaign, I'm going to have a new trading card. But this is
I love the weapon on the back too.
Yeah. The weapon is the it's a suppressed Llewellyn V4 compact pistol. There is a naming scheme to the weapons, but I'm not going to tell anybody what it is. You either know or you know. And then this is, I think, a pretty dope sticker. It's just a nice large sticker of the cinematic print. And then there's some other things. There's other things on the way.
You got a lot of goodies too. I like the patch. The patches are always awesome.
Heck yeah.
And then we have a wallpaper too. So what's the space station going to look like?
So I've put it on the socials. I don't have it readily available right now, but it's a splash page. It's an awesome splash page from the actual comic. It's going to be a high-res wallpaper version of that, featuring Charon 13, alone and unafraid in the black expanse of space, hovering, propelling himself towards the Amarante space station.
That's so cool. And here is a look at everyone that is watching. We have Jay Wiener over on YouTube. Any inflatables?
Inflatables? I don't know what that means.
I seen the last name and you doxed yourself, so I was like, maybe this is like a family member.
yeah. I think it's my dad. I don't know. We'll see.
What type of merchandise are you making?
That's maybe the second campaign. We can get a little more risque with it. Yeah, it's an international team. I don't know if you noticed looking at the team, but Alessandra's from Italy. Jeremiah's from the U.S., just like me. But Nico's from Argentina. Erwin is from the Philippines, and then Dakota is actually based in Japan. So it's the whole world is making this comic book.
Oh, he was saying inflatable bats. So that wouldn't be a bad idea. Actually, that'd be really cool.
That actually is not a bad idea. I don't know why my mind went into the gutter when I heard
it. Mine too, instantly. Maybe it's just our age group, like, but everyone watching right here is a link. Be sure to check this out. And like I said, if you can't put this on Twitter or Facebook. Word of mouth is 100% free. So after going through that campaign in its entirety, Judah, what would you like to say to anyone who might be on the fence about backing? If you just had a few moments to kind of address it.
Well, if you love Mass Effect, if you love Bond, if you love Star Wars, well, certain elements of Star Wars and Jason Bourne, John Wick, if you just like that kind of blending of like sci-fi and action, but in a world that that resembles our own in a lot of ways, but sort of takes some of the things that we see now and really expands them to their logical conclusion. I think you really like this. It's going to be a lot of adventure. It's going to be a lot of romance. It's going to be, I wanted to capture the sort of that romantic feeling of like Casablanca, where, there's danger everywhere, but there's also like a level of like almost sophistication, like, you know what I mean? Like that blend. I wanted to capture that. I think the art team and myself, I think we were successful. I think you're really going to dig it. If you like the idea of Bond, but you're not a huge fan of the Bond movies, totally get it. And I feel like that's kind of what this does. I like James Bond is such a static character. Like he's cool, but he's a series of cool tropes. And this is a character, but I've still kind of distilled some of the cool things that like really just make people feel good when they see something like Bond or like Mission Impossible, and sort of put it into this like vulnerable human that goes through an ordeal. So give it a chance. I hope you like it. And the art speaks for itself, I think.
Oh yeah, I think it's all a gorgeous combination. So Judah, what's next for you in 2023 outside of Charon 13? Do you have any other projects you're working on, or are you gonna just get started on issue 2 right away?
I'm gonna get started on issue 2 right away. It's already scripted. Alessandra's already kind of started doing some things with it. It's gonna be a quick turnaround. There's a lot. This is a long form story, so each issue is going to have something of a contained, episodic feel. Like I think that you can get something from each issue. I'm not like to be continuing you for two, I'm not doing that. But there is a long form story, and it's broken into 3 arcs. The first 2 arcs, you can kind of expect like some slick spy-fi action adventure. I'm really awesome. I'm going to pull the rug out from under you for the 3rd arc, because it's going to be almost like a genre change, where we shift from cosmic espionage to an almost Lovecraftian level of existential dread. I'm basically going to drop a hand grenade on my entire story, and it's going to blow your minds. So I hope we get there.
That's awesome. We're going to have to get you back on the show for issue 2 and 3 to set the pace for all that. Like I right now, I just can't wait to see what you're going to do. So Judah, with that being said, it is time for us to wrap up, but I got to ask you a question before we let you go, and that is for a little bit of advice. So for anyone out there looking to start a Kickstarter for the first time, you just like killed it. Like you have 50 hours left to go. You almost did 5 times your goal. Like what would be some of the do's and don'ts you would suggest to someone doing, their Kickstarter for the first time?
So I have to preface that with, I'm by no means an expert. This is my first project, and yes, it funded, and that's amazing. And I'm really proud to see that it funded. I'm really excited for everyone to get it, but no one's actually read it yet. So like that, to me, that's the real measure of how good it is how you feel about it. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Sorry for the long preface. My philosophy with making this book is details matter. So, anytime I felt like, oh, this is a corner I could cut, I stopped myself. I wanted to get all the details right. I wanted the lettering to be gorgeous. I wanted the cover to look good. I wanted everything to be professional. I went through so many edits. This script I've gone over this script so many times, I could literally sit here and recite you the script. So I would say that, you owe it to yourself to make the best thing possible. And if it funds, if it doesn't fund, a good comic's a good comic, and it's going to find its audience. And
that's a good point.
I would say, just focus on making it good. And when it comes to like this promo thing, like that's not my natural strength. I'm not a big social. I'm not great on social media. I'm not like great at promoting. I don't like, I'm just making it up as I go along. 30 days of nonstop promo is exhausting. You don't know what it is until you do it, and it's crazy. It's like every day you wake up and before
and
you
people
even,
don't know until they do it. They like, so you can't, they can't even relate to you. They're like, oh, you're just posting on Twitter. How bad can it be? Like,
yeah, it's like every morning you're trying to think of what's going to be my Instagram post today. What's my Instagram story? What's my Twitter? What's my Facebook? And then you have the anxiety throughout the day of like, am I just screaming into the abyss? And then you start to get like, this is where it gets really like cringe and hard, is then I start thinking like, I guess I need to do some engagement on social media that's not asking people to back Charon 13. So then it's like, you kind of almost have to like be everybody's, it's weird.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I gotcha.
It's weird. So,
but, I mean, it's part of the game though, right? You gotta learn to do it.
It's just part of the game. Yeah. That's true.
I mean, and from the podcasting, I get that. Like, you don't want to have bland podcasting like advertisements. You want to have it look flashy because, like, you want people to be like, okay, when I come on this show, he's gonna get the word out in one way or another. People, because ultimately you want the word out. So, I feel that it is a hard struggle. Advertisement in itself it's like one of those things. Like, if you had the answer, then like you'd be famous by now, right? Like, that's because the people who have the answer are famous by now. Like,
it's just. People's brains are so like immune to advertisement now, since we've grown up, in this generation where we're constantly being like advertised at. So it's like, you're kind of invisible. You go out there like, and I don't mean you specifically, I just mean we're trying to get the word out about something. We're sort of invisible because we're just one in a sea of people screaming about our thing, and it's a little frustrating. It's hard to keep it fresh.
There's actually, I want to say, what is it? There's like 2 states right now where they're trying to make it illegal for billboards. Like, where you're driving, they just want you to be able to see like the countryside. Like, there's no billboards allowed. I don't know where, I wish I could look it up right now. I'll remember it of course, like after the interview, but I think that's,
I don't hate that.
I think that's a unique thing. Like, cause like it's like, I forgot what the statistic was, but like, you see so many ads throughout the day and it's such a dumb amount of number. It's like hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Cause you would not think about it until you sit down and be like, okay, well, I see 2 ads when I open up a YouTube video, every video. When I drive, I see billboard, window advertisement, a yard advertisement. Like, there's so many things flashing at you that, like you said, like, you become almost like numb to it and it doesn't even register. Right.
Yeah, it's I find that like the best advertising that I do is talking to friends, talking to people in my social circle, kind of getting them excited about it, because then they can get excited about it. And then just having I know people say it all the time. I have a mentor in the community that I talk to, and he kind of gave me a lot of really good advice. But one of the things he told me is, at the end of the day, nobody leaves Facebook to go to Kickstarter. Very few people leave Twitter to go to Kickstarter. Very few people leave almost nobody leaves Instagram, because these apps are designed to keep people on the app. Really, your best market are people on Kickstarter. So if you just have a baller campaign and a baller video and like a really nice image and everything looks clear, I'll be honest, I don't know how to do any of that stuff. Jeremiah, my letterer designer, did that stuff for me, so that was super helpful, and he did a really good job. But you just have to have either you or someone gotta just make the campaign page look good, and I think that goes a lot farther than like being on Facebook or being on Twitter or anything like that. Just my limited experience,
YouTube's a good friend too. With being able to learn in a lot of cases for free how to do this, like how to learn how to Photoshop and make good designs and such. So the world is out there. The possibilities are endless. And guys, make Charon 13. Just kill it, guys. Right here is the link. You have 50 hours to back this campaign. Let's hit 6,000. We're right there. What, 480 some dollars change from hitting that. So let's get to 6,000 before it ends. There's the campaign. It is time for us to wrap up. Judah, thank you for swinging by. I had a blast with you. This was an awesome chat. Yeah. Everyone watching, I hope you all have an awesome time as well. But most importantly, guys, keep it geekly.